Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the ESC Conor podcast. We are live on YouTube and on Twitter. Thank you so much for everyone who's listening and enjoying the show. Oh my god, I can hear myself on my computer. That scared the living shit out of me. But we are live on Twitter and YouTube for the ESC Conor podcast. Today was day 7 of rehearsals for Eurovision 2022. We had 11 countries up today for their second rehearsal. They were Australia, Cyprus, Ireland, North Macedonia, Estonia, Romania, Poland, Montenegro, Belgium, Sweden, and the Czech Republic. Now, we have been dissecting the rehearsals for the last 2 days, and I'm delighted to say that I am joined by a very special guest. He joined me on last year's podcast for 2 episodes. And he's back. And now I can actually introduce him from a website, because last year he wasn't part of anything. He was just a fan. But it is Harry Briffa from Eurovoxx. Welcome to the podcast again, Harry. How are you?
Hello. You couldn't keep me away. People might actually know me this year. It's
exactly.
amazing.
They might recognize your voice. Well, welcome along to the podcast. I'm dying to hear your thoughts on everything this year. So we're going to go right in. We're going to go through each country's one by one before we give our top 3 and bottom 3 of the day. So we'll kick it off. Australia, Sheldon Riley. I am not the same. That was the first song, first country up today this morning. I will give it over to you first, Harry, because you were part Australian. Quite passionate.
Yes. So obviously I have more knowledge. That is
exactly.
Exactly.
So what are your thoughts?
So I mean, I'll put this disclosure in now. I haven't seen the full performances. I, like many of you, have just seen the 45-second clips or however long they are on the YouTube. So I'm going from the perspective of that, also the photos that you would have seen from the first rehearsals. In terms of Australia staging, I don't think a lot of it's changed from the national final performance. He's still, apart from the colour of the dress, and I mean, he obviously didn't have stairs. So, okay, a couple things have changed. I take that back. But in terms of the overall feel, it's very similar. And to be fair, I don't think it needed to change much. It takes you sort of in this own world. You don't need to worry about LED backing. You just focus on the lighting. It's a very strong entry. It's kind of just left the thing. Okay, I'll continue speaking until he gets back on. Yeah, I think it's a strong song. It's a strong staging, and it's one that's almost certainly going to qualify. There's no doubt about that. Sheldon's vocals would put this through, even if the staging was poor, in my opinion.
Sorry, I popped out there for a second by mistake. I clicked out of the studio, so that's why I disappeared. But good man for carrying on as usual.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You handled that really well.
You've got to cut out halfway through in the edit.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I only caught the last bit of what you said there, but I do think that vocally this sends it through to the final. I don't see juries blanking this. I think potentially will be top 5 with the juries, based on vocal alone. For me, I'm not a fan of the staging, to be honest. I love Australia because usually they, there's such an upgrade from the national final performance staging-wise for a lot of their songs, usually. And this time around, it's kind of stayed the same in a way. Not that, obviously, it's quite different because they don't have the fans and stuff, but it's still that, he's elevated from the floor. He's on a big podium. It's a long dress, obviously different color, but I'm not overly in love with this as much as I thought I would be. I've never been a huge fan of the song, but it's definitely always been a qualifier. It's staying a qualifier for me. I don't see it not qualifying. I'd be very shocked to see it non-qualifying. But I do think it is it was a good rehearsal today.
I will say you're saying about Australia always elevate from their national final performance. I swear they've only had one time where they've had a national final song be their Eurovision entry before this, right? And that was Kate Miller-Heidke. So every year, for one time, they've elevated it a lot.
That's fair. Yeah, but I think of Montaigne, Don't Break Me, and that concept that we saw.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
If you count that, I think it's good.
To be fair, though, I really like the national final performance, so I don't necessarily think they needed to do much, but that's just me.
That's fair. So, Cyprus. I'll leave it to you because I have a lot to say on this. You can go ahead. We'll deal with that first.
Wonderful. This is the point where most people will turn off. Look, the actual staging concept is, it's really unique. It's really fantastic. I don't think we've seen anything like this. The shell and the LEDs coming on. It's a very unique concept. It will stand out a lot. The problem I sort of have at the moment with Cyprus's staging is, from what I've seen of the clips, Andromache's vocals are not quite there at the moment. Now, look, it's the second rehearsal. They will improve, and I think she had mic issues as well today. But you've got to mention it at this point with the optimism that it will improve. Also, I feel like in the clip in particular that I saw, she could have a bit more energy. Maybe she's just at a point in the rehearsal stage where she's thinking about the moves that she needs to do. But I feel like she could just give a bit more in her actions and just, sell the song a bit more. At the moment, it just seemed a bit, I don't want to say flat face is not the word, because it was still decent. But I feel like it could just have a bit more. And again, similar to the vocals, I reckon when it comes to the live shows, jury shows for semi-final 2, it will click. And I do feel, Cyprus is still a qualifier. There's no doubt about that. But I think after the pictures from the first rehearsal, I was expecting a little bit more. Now you have the floor.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with what you said. Cyprus is definitely one that, based on the TikTok rehearsals, of course, we didn't see a lot of them because it's only 5 seconds we're getting, but it was definitely the one I was most excited for, besides Ireland, of course. But I was really disappointed today. Now, in fairness to her, she did have a lot of tech issues throughout the rehearsal with her in-ear monitors and other issues as well with staging, but yeah, I thought it fell flat. There was no energy. It's quite dark, so it's very hard to see the dancers for large portions of the performance, which is really, really disappointing. A lot of wide shots, which is it ruins the illusion of this shell. And I don't know why they've gone out so far. Now, I don't know if I was being harsh today, but I'm just going to read you out my tweet because a lot of people came for me on my tweet today. I tweeted 2 tweets. There's 2. So the first one said, "This had so much potential based on the pictures released," which I think it did. "It falls really flat live," which it did. "The camera cuts are atrocious." Maybe that was a bit of a strong word, but still, it's not far off it. "And it ruins the performance. My Greece 2018 fears could be coming true," because I always compare the song to, live. Potentially it could be like Greece 2018. Everyone loves it going into the show, then it's live, and then it gets ruined because it's just not one of those songs that can be delivered live. Then I went on to say, "Opening shot is lovely with the waterfall feature," which it is. Andromache, I think, or Andromache, however you pronounce your name.
As if we're going to vote. We're British and Irish. We are not going to be pronouncing it right.
Exactly. The shell graphics looks good, but the camera angles continue to ruin it. So many wide shots, and the shaky vocal is down to the in-ear monitors, which I said. But I didn't understand the hate that I was getting for it, because realistically, I don't feel that there was anything that I said there that was massively wrong, to be honest. Is it going to qualify? It's hard to say, because I think a lot of people love this song, but you got to think of the average person tuning in on Thursday night. Will they love this song? This is the first time they're hearing it. Will they be in love with it? I don't know.
I think this song's got enough going for it ethnically. Even with the wide shots, the shell stands out. And to be fair, speaking on those wide shots, I noticed them as well in the clip. There was a couple too many. I was like, if anything, just have it like really condensed in. Like, don't even focus on the stage. But I will say, every year it comes to this with rehearsals, I think the shots aren't necessarily as good. There is one too many wide shots. So again, I reckon that will be sorted by the time the show comes around.
I hope so, because it is a good song, and I do think it is final worthy.
Yeah.
Whether they fix it or not, we'll have to wait and see. But look, these are rehearsals. This is what it's for. There's no point we're stressing over this. This is what it's all about, to iron out these issues. But anyway, we'll see. So next up today was Ireland, and this was Brooke with "That's Rich." I'll kick things off because I'm Irish. So Brooke's song, I was on the panel for selecting the Irish songs for the shortlist for the Late Late Show. So I've seen the selection that was on offer, and I gotta say, Brooke's song was 9th for me out of the 40 songs that I got to listen to, and it never really was on my radar. And I think visually, you need visuals when judging these songs because visually she has delivered on this. Live, her vocals are flawless. She did 3 run throughs, like many people say. She did 3 run throughs, and of course, it's an energetic song. She's delivering on the vocal each time. So run through 3, which is of course what people saw the release clip on the Eurovision YouTube channel. The vocals were a bit pitchy for me at times, but of course, I saw the first run through and they were absolutely flawless. Probably the best I've seen from Brooke out of everything so far. From being selected on Eurosong all the way through pre-parties, etc., etc. So vocally, she's in a very, very good place, and of course, on the night she's only performing once anyway, so that's all what matters. Staging wise, it's really, really good staging. Really, really good staging. I'm really pleased with it. It's exactly what it should be. It's not trying to be anything different. It's a fun pop song, and they've done it with the lights. Before the Czech Republic and Sweden is probably one of the best light shows that we have this year in terms of the use of all the lights. So that's good. Love the pink and blue. They've changed the dancers' outfits as well. They got rid of those like puffy skirts that they had before, and the black like is in a pocket or something that they had. That's gone now. So it's literally just straight white, and then Brooke is in the blue. There's no like massive LED stuff going on the floor. Like writing that we thought we were gonna have, like that's rich or bye bye fool. That's all gone back. There's a lovely opening shot of the arena. You know the way that's rich. It comes like like straight away. It's a big bass, that thing. So that we get that opening shot, and it's from the back of the arena in the corner, and it goes like across the stage, and it's like the lights are like pounding and booming, and then it cuts to like this shot of Brooke and the 4 dancers lying on the floor on the stage, and there's a heart LED, and for the girls, the dancers are each in a corner of the heart, and Brooke is in the middle of it. And it's like you want to be the center. On those beats, they all change positions, and it looks really, really cool. It doesn't look cheesy or anything like that. It's not like Sarah McTiernan vibes with the hearts in the background. It's really slick. And of course, the choreography carries on. Blah 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 blah. I'm talking for ages in Ireland, but who cares? And then of course the last 30 seconds is pyro, and it's everything going on at it. It's all timed as well, so it's like you say me now, you want me, boom, pyro. Of course, that's the clip that was released. So I'm really hopeful. It's a tough semi. I'm excited the fact that the UK is voting because, of course, a lot of UK people will know Brooke from The Voice UK. She came third, so she does have that likability factor.
Where did she go?
She came third. I know she didn't win, but she came third. She did come third, and it's not easy to come third in these talent shows.
Look, Conor, you're Irish. I'm gonna make you say third.
Hilarious! 33, hilarious. So Brooke, of course, she's from Northern Ireland as well. She's from Derry, which is in Northern Ireland, which is unfortunately still part of the UK. But that's a political issue. So UK, the Northern Ireland will be able to vote for Brooke, which is a really, really good advantage that she has. So they will be able to vote for her. So she'll have her hometown voting for her, which is great. So, she's not starting from 0 points. That's what I'm trying to get at. She will have points from the UK. And I do think, I don't know if you'll agree with me, but I do think the UK will award this points because it's, it's something you'd hear on the radio about here in the UK, I think. So yeah, I'm more hopeful than I was. Of course, we're Ireland. It's always going to be difficult for us to qualify. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we do and how, with an audience as well, how the vibe will be. But my hopes, I have high hopes. Harry, over to you now. I've talked way long.
What a fantastic sales pitch for Ireland you've just given to everyone.
Or to you, Kenny.
Yeah. I thought it was last year you did a lot of the stuff for them, not this year.
We won't talk about that.
Look, I can safely say for the first time in, I believe, like 6 years, Ireland have just done normal staging. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Like, you haven't overthought it. You've just tried to put on the best stage show possible. And I applaud you for that. This staging will not harm Ireland's chances. From what I saw on the clip, I am glad you've said it's the last rehearsal that they showed when Brooke was tied, because I actually thought during the clip I saw, it lacked a little bit of energy near the end. And so if you're saying, look, that was the last one, I'm going to take your word for it that the first The first one there was more. So that was my main sort of criticism when I saw it. My only other sort of issue I have with it, and by the way, I love how for your last 30 seconds you just said, in summary, there's pyro. We have not seen pyro for Ireland in ages, so this is a big deal. But yeah, I think the problem I have with Ireland is just it's nothing in terms of criticism or like, how do I say this? Like something I can detail. But it's the case of like when I watch the performance, I just don't know why. It's a performance I can't see leaving the semi-final. But which is so bizarre because I don't actually think Brooke could do much else. She's putting all she can into this. I feel like the delegation's actually just letting her, stage this how she wants, which is fantastic. But I don't know why. It's just a gut feeling. I kind of want this to qualify. I think it's in my top 10 for this semi-final. But look, at the very least, I was about to say you're not coming last. I've been wrong about this before because I said Leslie Roy was going to qualify last year. But but yeah, you at the very least, regardless of where you come, you as an Irishman should be proud about not necessarily the song quality or anything like that, but the efforts that Brooke, the delegation, everyone seems to have put into this entry.
That's good. That's an interesting point that you said about it's an entry that you can't see advancing from the semi-final, which I think the opposite. I feel like it's just the stage package. What I'm seeing is I just can't not see it advancing, if you know what I mean.
Well, exactly. Here's the thing: like in terms of the actual stage package itself, I probably should see it. But it's not from like an analytical or critical point of view. It's just from a gut feeling that I watch it and I don't see it in the final. It's just I don't know why.
Interesting, isn't it? Well, we'll see what happens anyway next Thursday. Vote for Ireland, please. Harry,
I'll be
send
in Italy,
you.
so I have to see if I'll be in Italy, so I'll have to see if the.
Yes, you'll actually be at the.
Yeah, I'll probably be in the village at some point. Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I'll be cheering for you if you get through. I'll be cheering for you.
Good.
Along with I think Tommy's going to be there as well from Eurovoxx. If any of you know him.
Because I've ordered the tattoo set off the Eurovision website, and I have a plan. I have Sweden on one cheek. My face cheeks now, by the way, not anything else. That's it. I'm not planning on anything else. But on one cheek, I'll have Sweden. One cheek, I'll have Ireland. That's the plan, I think. But we'll see.
I'll have to think of something when I get there.
You do. So next up today was North Macedonia, and I'm pretty sure you like the song.
I mean, it was my favorite in the North Macedonian national final, but
that wasn't hard, was it?
No, exactly. Like, in my opinion, that was the worst national final of the year. Like,
yeah, definitely. So, what are your thoughts on this, anyway?
My thoughts on this: it's fine. Like, it's okay. It's definitely one that I think people are going to forget. And that's not... they've done a brave thing. I think North Macedonia have sort of scared themselves into doing complex, elaborate staging after like 2017, 2018. They've just thought, let's strip it back. So if we don't qualify, it's not due to staging issues. I think the problem with this song is it just goes... everyone says this, but it does go around in circles. Like there's no sort of resolution point, which is a shame because I think Andrea's a great singer. She seems to have a great personality. But I don't know what they could have done to really elevate this to a point where I thought this was going to qualify. It's a solid entry. It'd be a shame if it came last. Because I think there is weaker songs, but it just does have that possibility, sadly. But Andrea does herself proud in this entry.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think she does herself proud. The performance is interesting, but realistically, the semi-final is just so tough, and I just don't see this going through at all. Possibly even could be last in the semi, if I'm honest.
I mean, it's currently odds-on favourite to last. It overtook Ireland.
Good.
You're not last anymore in the odds.
Thank God.
You moved up one whole place.
I'll take it. Whatever. But yeah, no, it is. It's a nice performance. I think it is kind of killed, between Ireland and Estonia, unfortunately. But look, I think Andrea should be proud. I met her at LEP. She's a very nice lady, very, very good performer. But unfortunately, this semi-final is the semi-final of death. So do not see it qualifying, unfortunately. Right, next up was Estonia. Now, I know you were very interested in Estilal this year, so
Yes.
I'll let you kick things off here.
If there is one song where I wish the sun could turn around for the staging, it is Estonia. Because in the clip, you really just feel bad for Stefan. You feel bad for the Estonian delegation because you're just like, you don't need it, but it would really help if just the whole backdrop was the LED, the background. It would add so much light, so much color to this performance. But instead, it gets a little bit dark. I know you said Cyprus was dark. Look, everyone's going to complain. Everyone's going to complain that people are still bashing on about the sun. I get it. Nothing can be done. But it does mean that a lot of performances are just a bit darker this year. Now, some it benefits. Like, there's loads of ballads where it's perfect. But, like, for the lighter ones, like Stefan, the more anthemic ones where there could be a much better background where you could see just the Western vibe. Like, it could be that bit more. And I think a lot of the fandom are just a bit gutted for Stefan. But here's the thing. A lot of people have said this might not qualify. This is still qualifying for a couple of reasons. One, I believe the song is just good enough to be in there. It's a quality song, in my opinion. It's a very mainstream song. People from the West, the East, they will get behind this song. I can even see Sweden giving this a lot of jury points. It sounds like a song that would attempt it in Melody Festivalen. And also, you got to look at it from this way. It might seem a bit almost flat at the moment, but you got to understand Stefan seems to be carrying himself around the stage. He seems to be moving around, interacting with the crowd. When there's a crowd there, this will shine more. There's even a clip that of the camera that goes to the audience. They'll be singing along. There'll be a mood. There'll be an anthemic atmosphere. As much as the staging is underwhelming, probably through things that aren't necessarily under the Estonian delegation or Stefan's control, I still don't actually worry about this song's qualification chances.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you. I do think it is a quality song that is good enough to advance on its own. I'm a bit let down with the staging, to be honest. I nearly would have preferred them to stick. I know I was quite critical earlier on in the season about their staging at Estilal. I thought it came across a bit too cheesy with the whole cowboy scenario, but nearly I would have preferred them to play into that a bit more then versus what they're doing now, because the stage is quite empty. He is jumping around a lot. Like, he uses the entire stage, including the B stage. Like you said, it is going to be probably more heavily involved once the audience. He's going to be more comfortable, and it will look a bit better once the audience is there, because there is a lot of those shots for the audience, empty seats. So that will be obviously filled by people with tickets and stuff. So yeah, I do think it's going to qualify. I don't see it not qualifying. People were saying top 10, top 5.
Oh,
I
top
don't know.
5,
I
no.
think
I love
yeah.
this song. It's not coming there. Yeah, no.
I
To be
think
fair,
it's gonna get lost.
on your point on the Cowboys, the problem I wasn't necessarily a massive fan of them. I feel like if they'd have lent into it more, they could have suffered from jury points, and I don't know why. It feels like something that would put off juries. Like, if you take, for example, like Denmark in 2018, when they really leaned into that theme, did very well with the televote, not so great with the juries.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Very good point. But sure, we'll see what happens next Thursday. So we're moving on now to Hola mi bebé. Hola mi bebé. Yeah, baby, yeah, baby.
Honestly, if any of you that watch Eurovoxx know Clara, who is amazing, by the way, she likes to sing this in the live streams on the thing non-stop. Like, she will sing it at least she will sing Hola mi bebé about once every 15-30 minutes. And
Good.
it's fantastic. Ironically, because we've got a Eurovoxx sweepstake actually going on. I believe her entry is Romania. Funnily enough,
How funny.
that is great.
No, that's perfect. But this is, of course, Romania. If you didn't know, this is Hola mi bebé by I don't know how you pronounce his name. It's WRS. I think it's
WR. That is how a Britishman and an Irishman are gonna pronounce it. We are not going to attempt
no
any
offense
other.
intended. But yeah, so this is Romania's entry, and it is very, very similar to the national final performance. Nothing really drastically different. Of course, the first rehearsal in the photos that we saw, we had Olema Bibebe on the LED screen. It was blocked out by that, annoying sun that everyone is continuing to talk about, of course. But they've adjusted that. It's now on the side of the screen, which is an improvement, I guess.
They've
Also
shrunk
on
the font.
the
They've just
exactly, they've gone down a few cases, but they also
put
use
it in
the LED
Arial.
floor as well. Yeah. So
put it
they've
in,
adjusted,
no,
of
never
course,
mind.
but
Yeah, adjusted.
yeah. So it looks better now. I do think this semi-final has a lot of bangers. You know, we have you know,
Does
the
it?
Czech Republic. Well, yeah, you have Ireland, which is an up-tempo song. You have Romania, which is an up-tempo song. You
I
have
think there's more ballads in this, to be honest.
no, there is, but it's definitely more. We do definitely have more of the up-tempo, like the more less ballads, and San Marino is up-tempo, Malta's
Yeah.
up-tempo,
Okay. Yeah.
Georgia is up-tempo.
Is it?
Serbia,
I'd say
no.
it's no tempo, Georgia, but that's
It's
just me.
it's just an acid trip, to be
It's a
honest.
thing, you know.
It's a thing. It's a thing. But yeah, I think out of all those songs, I think we will lose Romania. If I'm honest, it kind of lacks a bit of not energy, because he brings energy and he's quite energetic. But I don't think it's memorable for people in the semi final. I think if it was semi final one, it probably would qualify. But I just can't see it qualifying, unfortunately, which is a real pity. I wish they elevated this somehow in the staging wise from the national final performance. I don't know. It's just it's a pity because I like the song. It's good and it's catchy. And we were some of the Irish cousins were out last week after the Late Late Show because we went to see Brooke, and all night we were singing "Oh Let Me Be" in the nightclub, which is absolutely brilliant. So it is a
You
real
need to
pity.
record
But
that next time. You need to record that.
I was too okay. Moving on. I was too drunk to record. But there
To be
you go.
fair, wasn't that one of the songs that came on during the after party for LEP, and everyone loved it as well?
Oh, it probably was. Probably was.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh yeah, you were
Again.
drunk at this. You were
Can't
drunk at
remember. Right.
Oh,
What is your thoughts on Romania anyway?
See, like many songs, I think in this semi-final, Romania is a coin flip whether it qualifies. It's just one I really don't know. I really like the song as well. It's in my top 10. I think it's in my top 20 overall. In my opinion, it's actually one of the better revamps from like when you saw when you saw like the initial clip from like the 46 songs of Selectia Nacional. The fact they've added a bit more oomph to the chorus really does impact how good the song is. To be honest, I quite like the staging. I think I like the dance moves, a lot of energy. Great. You got a reveal of a new outfit that will get a pop from the crowd, people watching at home. It will it will keep people's interest. And you know what? I think looking at the stagings now, this has benefited quite a bit from the running order. Because first of all, this will be the first one after a break. I believe if previous years are to go on, and it's coming after North Macedonia and Estonia, which are try and say that 5 times together. But they're both songs where the artist is by themselves on stage, and then you've got Poland and Montenegro after 2 ballads, 2 blue stagings, and then you've got Romania, this vibrant, full of dancers, full of energy, red. Matador staging, like it will stand out 100%. Romania is just a funny country nowadays because every year they're just like, since 2018, like they're just like, you're not sure whether they're going to qualify. And obviously they haven't qualified since, sadly, the yodeling song, which, I mean, that's a poor record to have if you're Romania. That's the last entry that got you to Saturday. But I really don't know. To be perfectly honest, I haven't done a prediction of like the 10 qualifiers, so I don't know whether this would be in my 10. But I do think this has a chance. I would like to see this in the final.
Interesting. Well, we shall find out very, very soon. Only less than a week to go. Next up is Poland, and this is Ochman with River. Now, you are a big fan of this song.
Yes, and you've plagued your audience by how much you hate this song. Clearly,
I'll leave it to you, so you can kick it off because it's quite an interesting. Because of course you've only seen the rehearsal clips.
Yes. Do you know what what clip it was that we've seen?
Yeah, it was the big effects screen on screen.
Yes, the very big effects.
So I'm interested to see your thoughts on that and whether you were happy that they've gone down this route.
Well, first of all, let's just get some checks out of the way. Ochman voice check. I like actually the feel of the dancers. The look. I like that. I like the moody feel. I quite like it. The LED. What are they called? Like the special effects after, for example. like the effects you're trying to do now on the screen.
You can tell I'm new to this.
Look, I really like the idea. I think they need to tweak the execution. I don't know why, especially on the like shaky camera bit for the chorus, because I like it at the beginning if they did this for like one section, like Bury All My Tears, stop, we go back to Ockman singing. I think they linger on it too long. It's too shaky for too long, and also it's not necessarily in time. I'm a person where you're gonna get ticks from me if you do camera cuts, light effects in time with the music. The effects aren't there, so maybe they'll tweak it as the show goes on. I think there's potential in this idea. I just don't think it's executed as well as it could. That being said, I think similar to Australia, I think Ockman's vocals were always going to carry this through for Poland's first qualification since, I want to say 2017. Yeah, 2017. It's just a really solid entry in my opinion, really strong. Look, this does get a lot of support, and it is mainly from, the predominant amount is Polish people that are actually excited because they've got an entry they think they can do well with. I don't blame them, to be fair. They had to suffer from the ride last year. Like let them have this moment. But at the same time, this has potential to be like one of the best stagings. At the moment, I think it's a good staging, but not quite there. But this is in the final, in my opinion.
Yeah, I am not a fan of this song at all. I think it's probably
and next up we have no.
I think it's probably one of the most overrated songs of the year. I just don't understand how people have seen this as a potential winner. I'm just not a fan of this. The staging for this is amazing, and it's probably one of the best stagings that we have this year. I don't understand. He's in a suit, and then he has these like psychedelic dancers around him, which look pretty cool. But the suit, don't wear the suit, Ockman. If you're listening, you probably aren't, because this is very
great. Yeah, he's a massive admirer.
This is small. Yeah, he's here watching,
especially after your opinions.
Yeah, exactly.
We've had him on Eurovoxx a few times. He might be.
Well, tell him, don't wear the suit, because the suit ruins.
As if
the
I've been speaking to him, man.
Well, I don't know what you're gonna do, but you may do. But slip into his DMs and be like, "Can you please not wear the suit?" Because
I'll just get Andy on the line. Can you tell him to stop wearing this suit, please?
Do because it ruins the illusion of the performance. His vocals are amazing. I find his interactions with the camera, there's no interaction with the camera. It's a very powerful song, and you'd nearly want him to be a bit more intimate with the camera instance. Not like Cornelia vibes now, but like a little look here and there. But he is literally standing in the middle of the stage performing this, and the dancers and the LED and the effects are doing everything for him, which bothers me. But I guess, look, if that's what you want to do, then fair enough. But yeah, I would like a bit more interaction. It's a safe qualifier. I think juries will absolutely love this. Outsider chance of it winning the jury, I think, because vocally he's on point. But yeah, it's a qualifier for me. I wouldn't want it, but like that's my opinion. But
it is just you.
Exactly,
it is just you.
In terms of I think it's going to qualify safely.
Yeah, in terms of the suit, I don't hate it. It's not the end of the world. I suppose in personal taste, as much as I think the suits pun intended, pun not intended, Ockman, I think maybe I think this is more actually a more contemporary style ballad, so maybe something a bit more vulnerable, maybe a bit more, how you say, contemporary would have suited it more. I'm not a massive fan of how he delivers songs. Maybe I think he could have a bit more camera interaction. He sort of seems, and this is again, not the end of the world, but he's in his own world. He's focusing on delivering the best possible vocal, and you know what, he nails it. So if I would say this, if more interaction with the camera hinders his vocals, don't bother with the camera, because the vocals are more important in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. We're moving on now to Montenegro, and this is Vladana with Breathe. Sorry, I was like looking at the thing, and I was like, Montenegro. Is that Breath?
Which one is it?
Which one? It just shows you it's a pre-interpretation or whatever the fuck I'm about to say about it. But it is yet again, like Poland, the staging is very blue, Blue seems to be the color that we're going for this year with a lot of performances, especially with
Yeah.
that waterfall effect.
Mhm.
It is a good performance. It's a classic Eurovision ballad. Is it going to qualify? No, I don't think so. Because vocally she's good, but she's not on point. And in this semi, you have to be on point to qualify. Juries will like this. Televoters might like it because it's that classic, like I said, classic Eurovision ballad. But it's nothing special. She has this she looks like a peacock nearly on stage with this LED thing on her back, which looks really, really
Oh,
weird.
I was told by I was told by the effects there
It's
was
really
something
strange.
special. Yeah, I mean, I have tables in my house that look similar to the thing on her back, but
Oh my god. Yeah, no, it's really weird. I'm not a fan of it.
I mean, have you seen the pre-parties? Of course, Vladana was going to have something outrageous in her outfit. If
True.
anything, this is quite mellow compared to what I was
Very
expecting.
true. Very true.
Look, Montenegro. I will say, I think out of all of the rehearsal clips, I haven't seen much of this because I don't know if you've seen the clip that was released. I don't think it shows much in terms of a vocal quality, in terms of a vocal range, just a key part of the song. So maybe I'm not the best person to talk about this, but what I will say is, again, it's one of those performances where it's one of those like Brooke. I just can't see it necessarily qualifying for the final. But what I will applaud Montenegro, and I've said this from the start when they released this song, at the very least, you can tell, and I'm glad they are at least trying this year, because in previous years, that can't be said for Montenegro in other years. Regardless of what you think of the song, this is miles better than like Dimol's staging from 2019, the last time they were here.
Definitely.
I mean, even put it in perspective, the last time they returned to the contest was 10 years ago. And remember what song they sent?
Good point.
Look, they are trying. If they keep on this direction, they might, turn their fortunes around at Eurovision. I will say they haven't been helped by the running order. I actually think the running order was quite good this year, apart from the fact they put Poland and Montenegro back to back. When they did that, I thought, okay, they're two back-to-back ballads. At the very least, they have different style stagings, right? No, both blue. How is that going to help either of them? It's a shame because Vladana tries very good attempt. She's added Italian in at the end, hasn't she? Am I making that? She's changed. I can't tell if you just haven't heard the song much, or if she's changed. I'm pretty sure I heard clips
she
where
possibly could have, but you can.
She's changed the middle eight or something.
If it's the end of the song, then it just shows you how long my attention.
Yeah. It's near the end of the song. It's like the middle eight or something. And I did when I heard about that, I did sort of message people saying, "Quick, we're not likely to qualify. What can help us stand out?" It's a shame because I can see they're trying, which can't be said for all years for Montenegro. And I do hope they don't just leave immediately if they don't qualify. But I don't see this qualifying.
So we're moving on now to our country, which was third last today, and it was Belgium, and it was Jeremie. I don't know how to pronounce his second name.
Jeremie.
It's
just
Jeremie. He's Jeremie from Belgium.
It's Jeremie.
And this song is "Miss You," and it is. I'm quite disappointed with Belgium because based on the photos, I thought it was going to be something more interesting, I guess. It's him on stage. He's in the middle of the stage. To be honest, he doesn't leave the middle of the stage for the entire performance.
Glued on.
Literally, the dancers join him and kind of push him around a bit, but he just stands there and performs the song. And there's LED stuff going on behind him, and nothing very interesting, if you know what I mean. And I think potentially this could have been one of the dark horses to qualify in the semi-final if they nailed the staging and nailed the performance. But I just feel that it just lacks something, and I don't know what it is. But I think it was a mountain to climb anyway in terms of qualification. But I'm disappointed. I think it's the 14th kind of position in the semi-final. I'm going for 13th, 14th. That kind of. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, what I find fascinating about this is it's still seventh in the odds to qualify. It's according to the odds, it's still a safe qualifier, Belgium.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with
that.
I
mean, Belgium's one of those countries. They're always hit or miss. For me, this is a clear miss. I think this had an uphill battle with the style of song for having the energy. There just isn't enough of it. Especially near the end, there's not enough maybe the cameras need to be a bit closer, because I think far away there's just, not much happens.
There's
Like
a
the
lot of wide
dancers
shots
do,
this year. A lot of
yeah,
wide
the
shots.
dancers do a bit, like they try to make it cool. But yeah, I'm just not really feeling the staging. Like it's very off. Yeah, it's a bizarre one. Jeremie's vocals are good. Let's put some positivity on the staging. Jeremie's vocals are, they're decent. They're solid enough. They're not going to hinder his chances. But I'm very underwhelmed by Belgium. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm underwhelmed because I'm not sure what I was really expecting here. But yeah, like it's a weird one. I'm still not ruling this out qualifying, partly just because people seem to like it, and also it's actually doing okay in the odds for reasons. To be fair, this could have jury appeal. I could definitely see Jeremie's vocals having jury appeal, but at the same time, there's a lot of songs which could have jury appeal. So would this stand out above them? I'm not sure.
Interesting. Were you a fan of it before at all, or were you?
I was on the fence. Like, I think before show, this is like my 25th, 26th. I love his vocals, but I think this just loses energy, and like the build's very nice at the start, but I think this just I don't know why, it's just missing some power, some flow. That's the word I'm looking for, some flow. Near the end, it does. The whole package doesn't work for me, I don't think.
Interesting. So we're moving on to our second last country of the day, and this was Sweden, who is currently the favourite to qualify out of the semi-final with 92% qualification chance according to the odds.
That's too low.
Harry, Harry, you kick it off, because I love this song and I could talk for hours about this. So.
I mean, I love it as well. I mean, because I did the Melody Festival and reaction live stream on Eurovoxx, and I actually said for when it's qualifying, just don't even announce this one. Put it in the graphic to start with. Like, you don't need to bother. It's one of those. Look, I've seen a couple people complain about the fact Sweden haven't necessarily changed the staging much. I'm like, well, one, they don't anyway usually change the staging, and two, why would they? Like, it's one of the most hyped Swedish entries in like years, and they thought, yeah, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna tweak things because people liked the first one. I was like, no, of course they're gonna keep it the same. The first one was good. Don't change what's good. But yeah, it's Cornelia. I tell you what, she had mic issues today. You could not tell. You could not tell at all from the clip. I love the background. I just love this. I love the staging. It's fantastic staging. My only nitpick is, if they could have got this on the lower stage, I don't know whether they can, or just logistically the lights are possible. If they could have got this on the lower stage, I would have preferred it, just because I think it would have worked better, creating a moment in terms of feeling unique to other acts, and just that a little bit more connection to people. And that's another voice crack, God. But yeah, what's not to like about this entry, in my opinion? People are being far too harsh.
I think it will qualify.
Really?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, it'll squeak through.
This is amazing. Cornelia was probably, you were alluding there to the tech issues. She was probably one of the artists today that suffered the most from tech issues.
Yeah.
Between camera angles, setting up of her props. It's uncomplicated props that she has. She has a spinning wheel, and it took about 15 minutes.
I mean, they have struggled with spinning wheels.
True. They haven't got that right quite yet. So. She was one of the people today that suffered a lot with tech issues. Then the mic was an issue as well, because she's using a radio mic, so that setting that up was quite an issue. And one of the cameramen actually backed up into the wire and nearly took out her from the stage with the thing at one point during her final run through. So. Yeah, your point about it being on the B stage, I do agree. I would have preferred it to be there, but the B stage is actually quite skinny. It's quite thin and
that's
long.
what I mean. If they could have done it,
and I think it would have looked a lot better, because intimacy with this performance is key. You said it there about Melfest and upgrading. They don't usually upgrade it. It's the same, obviously, because we have the spinning wheel, we have the reds and the greens, of course, and the lighting and stuff like that. But the last 30 seconds of this song has been exhaled so much. It's amazing. And of course, we didn't see it like perfected because, of course, the issues. So they were rushing to finish it. But it's crazy because we've got pyro now, which you think saying that you're like, oh, why would you want pyro in this song? But
No,
it
why
suits it.
wouldn't you?
It suits it really, really well. It suits it really, really well. It's the best I ever had drums, that bit, and it's like boom, boom, all the pyro,
Very nice, very
which
nice.
suits it amazingly, and it's a real moment. And the lights as well. It's not just the orbing or whatever what the word is, but the pulsing
Circular.
of the
I
green.
believe on the live blog they just called it like light circular device or something like that.
Interesting. But that instead of that just pulsing, the whole stage pulses and the light rigs come halfway down from the ceiling and pulse with it, and they like shoot out all across the stadium. So it looks like a proper moment, and you can just see Cornelia in the middle of the stage while this is happening. So that last 30, 20 seconds is absolutely fantastic, and that will be a real moment that people will remember. Like I said, we didn't get a full run through proper, like that was, the emotion, everything like that. You could tell that she was dealing with a lot of issues. But from what I saw, potential winner.
Look, it's Sweden. They're going to sort that. I've got zero doubts they're going to sort this out. Like, there's no.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Right.
They won't. Knowing that the height that they have behind them, they will not let this.
They would withdraw before this performance wasn't as perfect as it can be.
100% agree. So we're moving on to our final country of the day, and that was the Czech Republic with "We Are Domi" and "Lights Off." Harry, what did you think of the rehearsal?
Okay, please correct me if I'm wrong. This is the best staging Czech Republic has ever sent to Eurovision, and I don't think it's close. Like, this is spectacular. You can tell why this was closing. A lot of people had their doubts, not me. But you know, this looks fantastic. Like, this is how you do a song with a drop in Eurovision. Keep the energy going. Like, the lighting effects are spectacular, and as soon as they did the revamp and they added in like the part where like dun dun dun, dun not the EastEnders theme, but like dun dun dun. Immediately when I heard that, I was like, that's playing into the staging somehow. They're just going to turn off all the lights. It's going to look amazing, and that's what they do. Like, it's simple, but at the same time, it's actually quite unique and complex. Like, I think it's fantastic. The one criticism I'd have from the 40-second clip is someone doesn't like me criticizing Czech Republic, but no, the one criticism I would have, the one criticism I would have is just maybe at a souffle more camera angles. Maybe it was just in the 40 seconds I saw, but like during that chorus, it sort of seemed to be just like one panning angle. Like, this is a dance song. You need to keep that energy going. You need more camera cuts if you can get them in. But that, I'm nitpicking here. People were doubting, were questioning whether this will qualify before, partly because of the lead singer's vocals, which, by the way, from what I saw, fantastic. They're amazing. They've really improved. But yeah, this is a fantastic entry, best staging, and I think at this stage I can call it now. This is my favorite Czech Republic entry ever. It's not close. Brilliant show closer.
Interesting. I like this. I love the song since it was released, and I love the revamp as well. Like you said, with the lights off and the doom doom doom. As you said, that's really, really good. I do think this performance lacks pyro at the end, because those pulsing lights that you saw in the rehearsal clip, they're throughout the performance, and I think the last kind of moment of the song, you need something different that stands out and makes it memorable for just makes it a bit more of a moment. So that would be my only critique. The vocal have improved a lot since the pre-parties, and of course, pre-parties you can only judge so much because they're not professional in-ear stuff and sound systems. So I do think it is a big improvement vocally. Will it qualify? I do think it will qualify. I think it's a great show closer, like you said. I think people will like this. It's rememberable.
You know, it's memorable, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You keep saying rememberable. It's memorable.
Is it? Okay. Never mind.
It's like it's memorable. You add
memorable.
That's
the English student in me. There we go. So yeah, it is very, very good performance, and yeah, I think I do agree with you. I think it is probably the best staging we've gotten from the Czech Republic.
They've come a long way.
Definitely. So we're gonna move on now quickly because we're running out of time. We're gonna go through our top three and our bottom three of the day. So Harry, kick it off with your first of your bottom three.
Right, I'm going to quickly get the list up again. You might want to start. Do you want to start with one of your?
So I'll kick it off today, and I will go with Romania probably. I didn't
For bottom
really
or top,
any,
I've forgotten.
my bottom three.
Bottom
My
three.
first
Okay.
of my bottom three. In no particular order anyway, but
okay.
Poland, I was gonna say. Romania, yeah, I just thought that we would get a bit more of an elevated performance based, like going from the national final into Eurovision, but we haven't. It's very similar, very much the same. And yeah, I like the song, but I'm disappointed in that aspect.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. I know. Oh no, actually, I know my three. First one, North Macedonia. I feel bad because there's probably not a lot they could do, but they didn't do much, and it's just there.
What is your second of your bottom three then?
Second of my bottom three in no particular order is Belgium. To me, it just comes across flat. Like the whole performance needs like just an espresso shot or something. Just more. It's not a dance song, but it ain't a ballad. Do a bit more movement than what you're doing.
No, I agree. My second on my bottoms would probably have to be Estonia. I thought it was a good performance and good camera angles, but it just felt a bit empty and a bit messy. But like we said, audience being in they're very much a part of this performance. So maybe when they come into the arena and they're involved a bit more, we might see a bit of an improvement. But for me, I think Estonia was probably one of my disappointments of the day. So who would be your most?
Well, it's not. This isn't. It's a random order, right?
Random order, yeah.
My most. I'd probably. I'd include Montenegro in that list just because. Look, maybe I'm being harsh because I don't think I've seen like the true potential of this. I don't think the clip. People that didn't get press passes, is the best one. But at the same time, it feels it's partly that gut feeling of like I watch this and I don't see it in the final, and that's not a good sign.
No, not a good sign. My final bottom three country would probably have to be Cyprus because I had a lot of high hopes for this going into the second rehearsals after that first TikTok was revealed. And yeah, I just been really let down. I was expecting a really spectacular performance, and it fell flat for me, unfortunately, which is a shame because I do think it is a good song. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So Harry, your first of your top three today.
You know what? I'm gonna go different here. I'm gonna use one of your bottom three. I actually I was quite impressed by Romania from what I saw. I quite enjoyed their performance. It was elevated from the national final. WRS's vocals, they're solid. Like they've given themselves the best opportunity to qualify than they can.
Yeah, but they could have made themselves a definite qualifier, I think.
I'm not sure. I think this song would have always had its doubters.
I don't know. I disagree.
Oh, we'll find out on Thursday, won't we?
Exactly, yeah. My first of my top three would probably have to be Czech Republic, I'm going to say. I think their staging was brilliant. One of the most memorable of the day. Yeah, just a real good job, Czech Republic. That's all I'll say. Keep it nice and short.
Good job. Well done.
Good job.
You get a gold star.
You get a gold star.
Well done.
So your second top.
I'm just gonna. We're allowed to repeat songs in the top three, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Czech Republic, as I've said, it's the best Czech Republic staging I've ever seen. Like, it's brilliant.
That's good. And your number one then?
You know what? Can you say your second? How many have you done?
I've done two. Czech Republic. Oh no, I haven't. I haven't done my.
I tell you what, do your second one because I think we both got one of these also in the same. So I think just do your second one, which
okay.
I'm pretty. And then we both.
What do you think? What do you think my second is?
So your second one's Ireland, and then the other one's same as me.
You can read me like a book. Yeah, my second of the day is Ireland. I'm really impressed with us. I think we've staged this really, really well. Vocally, it was brilliant. I love the pyro at the end. Like you said, we never have pyro, and yeah, it's just a good, decent entry. Will we qualify? I think so. If we don't, look, we're used to it at this point. We're more used to be not in the final.
You just want not last, don't you?
I don't even know what we want anymore. I'm giving up.
Not last.
Not last. Yeah, so
not last.
You're number one. I'm guessing it's the same as mine.
Should we just count it down? Like
yeah, we'll do
3, 2, 1.
Sweden.
There we go.
There we go.
Because of course it is. It's Sweden.
Of course.
Sweden.
Of course. Yeah, no, Sweden today was brilliant. Brilliant.
It's always brilliant. It's Sweden.
I don't think people will expect it to be elevated. Like, it's not elevated massively, but the added bits that they've, of course, added, because they are added bits, but the bits that they've added in.
Yep, the English student in you again.
Yeah, here we go. You can tell the 8 a.m. start this morning in the press room was tough. But, you know, the bits that they have changed or added to the performance have given this a whole new lease of life, while also retaining what we loved from the Melfest performances too. So
yeah, of course.
Yeah. Your thoughts?
My thoughts, very similar to you. It's a potential winner. Again, I think what people are forgetting about this is maybe apart from last year, regardless of how you think about a Swedish song, it will do well in the jury. Like, it will come top 3 in the jury. So now this is likely to going to have televote support as well. That's a dangerous combo. That is a dangerous combination.
Well, we've gone through all of the 11 countries that have rehearsed today. We are done second rehearsals for the semi-final songs. Of course, tomorrow is when the big 5 will take to the stage once again.
Woo!
Now, we're not going to discuss them in depth, but Harry, I cannot leave without asking you your thoughts about the UK, because for the first time, there is hype behind your entry. And people were getting very excited yesterday after those pics were revealed of the stage. Now, in your opinion, could we be going to London?
Nah, listen, we're coming to Braintree, Essex, mate. Like, that's your hometown. Nah, look, I'll tell you what, because obviously we don't get the video or anyone's like instant reaction. So when I saw the post on the blog about the, you know, massive prop and like wings and stuff, I was like, oh, this is either going to be really good or really bad. Like, but when I saw the pictures, you should have seen my reaction. I was on my feet. I was jumping up and down. I had a massive smile on my face because I was like, oh my gosh, we might actually have good staging. This actually looks quite promising. Look, let's see about camera angles tomorrow. I actually think camera angles were going to help out because some people are saying this is static. Like from pictures I've seen, Sam does move around. He does like the stage. Apparently, there's an epic moment in the last 20 seconds, or it becomes really epic. And and when people criticize this, I do constantly say that.
I think I know the epic moment.
I mean, I know the stage. I know the stage collapse. That's not a giveaway.
No, but
apparently he goes, and I will say this: I don't know if you've watched many of the national final the pre-party performances, but apparently he goes away from the song. I reckon he does a few of the ad-libs we've been seeing in like at least one or two of the ad-libs we've been seeing in like the Spain pre-party, the London Eurovision party. He's done a couple of those. They've all been really good. If he adds a couple of those, you know, win the money. Put it this way, from what I've seen from the pictures, if this comes last with 0 points, I might quit my Eurovision fandom because this does not deserve. I can say with confidence now I've seen pictures of the staging. This looks good. Okay, guys, doesn't look like we mucked up the staging this year.
Interesting. Well, I'll be dying to hear your reaction to it tomorrow when you see.
I'll be dying to hear yours. You'll be seeing the whole thing.
I won't see it. I'm working tomorrow. What? This is literally the first day that I will not see rehearsals.
Right, I'm messaging someone else then.
So I'd be very disappointed. I'm working 9 to 5:30, so I actually won't see it.
The one time the big 5s actually looks good, and you're not seeing it.
I know, but I'll hopefully see it. I don't know if they have another. They don't have another rehearsal. They don't anyway.
No,
it's just the dress rehearsals. And then,
well.
Well. It means I'll be extra excited to see it next week.
Exactly.
It'd be great. Well, Harry, we are coming up just on the hour mark, which is perfect.
Perfect.
So thank you
We've nailed
so
it.
much. Thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. I will definitely have you on again very soon.
You can't get rid of me. Of course you're going to have me back.
Can't get rid of you. But to everyone who has watched and is listening on demand, thank you so much for tuning in. And we shall see you next time on the ESC Conor podcast. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.